Welcome back to another episode at Gunslinger Speed Shop with the Chrysler 300C Hot Wheels build. Now, we got a problem. Well, I got a problem. I can't get this out of the workshop. The reason being, it's almost on its ass and the lane is very bumpy to get out of the workshop. It's not awful, it's not impossible. We have custom cars and that coming in and out all the time, but I'm not willing to take my chances given that this is unfixable, unrepairable. If any damage happens to this car, cosmetically, you can't spot repair candy flake jobs. It's impossible, right? You can do something, but it will never look perfect. It will never look spot on. And given where this car needs to go, I can't afford for that to happen. I mean, we're like 3 fingers off the ground. 3 fingers off the ground. And yeah, it's a bit closer than I would like. So, the options, which I need your opinions on. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, is air. So the plan for the car was to rake it, so the back end was going to come up, because obviously this is pro street style. The back end was going to come up massively to like a standard height, and then I was going to put big old meaty fucking tyres on them rear wheels, and then put slightly bigger tyres on the front, because obviously in the nose it will plough the nose into the ground, having the back end up in the air. And obviously I can't do that because it's already like a couple of inches off the floor, which leaves the dilemma of, do I now have to put air suspension on it? Originally I was just going to do adjustable coilovers, put some mounting plates in there to lift that rear axle up a bit, well, not the axle, you know what I mean, to lift that rear up a little bit more anyway, just so, a couple of spacer plates in there and just remake the mounts, and then fit the coilovers, and then obviously on the front they could just go straight on and then slam them to wherever I need them. But that's not going to be the ride height that I want it when it's at the shows. So I'm thinking, well, what I'll do then is I could get air ride. The air ride is quite expensive. I think it works out about 2.5 grand for the good package for these cars, unless anybody knows any others. I found one that's meant to be, because I don't want a shit setup, but a decent one that I found, their top package is 2.5 grand. I can't actually remember what brand it is. If I find it, I'll put it on screen. That is the option. But 2.5 grand is quite a lot of money. So, I mean, if you're an air suspension company, if you wanna sponsor me, that'd be fucking lovely right now, because I'm in a bit of a pickle, and because the budget is diminishing very fucking quick. In fact, I say that it's gone. So the only downside, I think, to the air ride kit is when this lifts up, right? So the gap the gap I've not got already, I'm already running stretched tyres, and this setup here works because the wheel is cambered ever so slightly inwards. Now when the air suspension comes up, I'm pretty certain that it will bring the camber out as it lifts up. Therefore, will it make any fucking difference having it on air ride? In not regards to the floor, obviously, but in regards to the wheel and the arch. Because if this is currently tucked, obviously this is not the setup I'm having. I'm having bigger tyres and whatever, which is going to make this situation worse. As it lifts up, the camber will release and come out away from the car, which then, will that not just come up to meet the arch anyway when I lift it up, and then it's got more chance of hitting the arch if we hit a bump? No? I don't know. So I need to come up, maybe I'll come up with some sort of mechanism where it's like the camber adjusts in line with the air suspension, so as it lifts up, the camber adjusts inwards. I mean, it's a good job I'm a fabricator, isn't it? When it comes to the air suspension, I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. MCJ Automotive, so Matt, he's a top guy. he's young, but he's a fucking wizard, absolute wizard with stuff like this. And we work quite closely with each other. I do his paintwork, and he does the mechanicals that I can't do. So he's offered to install the air ride. I say offered, I still have to pay him. Fucking expensive bastard. No, it's a lot cheaper than what I thought it was. A hell of a lot cheaper. So the only real thing I'm going to have the issue with is paying for the kit initially, and then obviously I may have some camber issues. It may be all right. I may be just overthinking it, stressing it about nothing. But this is such an important build. I just don't want anything to go wrong, you know. And so I'm pretty sure that air ride is the way forward. I mean, if you guys have got any other ideas, let me know in the comments. But I'm pretty certain that that is possibly, probably the only option when it comes to fixing the suspension and the ride height on this. I mean, you know, I can't even get it on a trailer. I can't get it on a trailer to get it out of the fucking workshop because it's too low, and because it's so long. Like, if this was a shorter car, if it was a little hatchback or something, I wouldn't have any problems with getting this on a trailer. But the length of the car, right, the car is fucking huge. So Brad's got a 55 Chevy up there. That's his race car. And this is fucking longer. This is huge. This car is fucking huge. And so to get it on a trailer, the angles, it's too long. It's too long, and it bottoms out every time. Like, I can't go over speed bumps, I can't go over anything, and that was before I put the skirts and stuff on it. So now it's even lower to the floor, which is problematic. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I was looking at actually building my own from scratch low loader car trailer, like one of the fancy ones with air rides on it, which is very simple to do, but it's more time, more money, and then obviously I'm going to want to paint it to match the car because why wouldn't you? So it's going to set me back, you know, it's going to set me back masses. It's probably going to cost me 10 grand to build that trailer. To buy it, I dread to think how much they are to buy. We're probably looking like 20, 30 grand to buy one like that. I think it would probably cost me the best part of 10 grand if you include the labour time and stuff like that. And obviously I haven't got time to fuck around. I need to get this on the road ASAP. Not on the road, but I need to get it moving. I need to be able to get it out. So the trailer option is kind of out the window, because not only that, I then have to buy a van to tow the fucking trailer, to tow the car. And it's just, a recovery truck is out of the question because I've only got 3.5 ton ticket. So I won't be putting that on a 3.5 ton truck, will I? And yeah. And even then, like, it still ain't gonna get on a recovery truck. So yeah, I think, well, as it is anyway. So I think I've answered my own question really, and air ride is a must. So if anybody wants to lend me 2.5 grand plus, best part of £1 for Matt. So we're talking about 3.5 grand. If anyone wants to give me 3.5 grand, that'd be fucking marvellous. Or if any air ride companies want to give me some air ride, that would be even better. But I feel like this is a lost message. And I'm just gonna have to find 3.5 grand, which sucks because it's 3.5 grand I did not plan on spending. There's so much more to do on this. Obviously, we're looking at the engine swap, the running gear swap, everything. It's just, there's so much to do now. It's a lot. It's a lot for my little brain, and it's a lot for my pocket, because obviously, don't forget, all the time I'm working on this car, I'm not earning any money. All the time I'm working on this, I'm not getting paid by a customer. I've just done a month solid, well, 5 weeks, and obviously I was doing between 15 and 20 hour shifts most of them days. So I've probably done about 2 months worth of work in 1 month, 5 weeks, whatever. And that brings the labour bill to 32.5 grand if that was a customer, like with the docked hours. And that's not even forgetting the time. I didn't even put in the time that I spent making the bonnet. Like, I spent 160 hours doing the bonnet, not painting it, like building it, blocking it, perfecting it, shaping it. So I've got 160 hours on the bonnet. I've got, what, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 hours on the rear wing. Nah, more than that. I think I spent a week on that. I don't know. Let's just say, yeah, probably was about 60 hours on the rear wing. So we say 200 hours, thereabouts, just over 200 hours on top of that, you know, less than £100 an hour. I'm not massively expensive. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. So yeah, it doesn't leave a lot when you're trying to do your own builds. It is costly because all them hours you could be they're all chargeable hours. You know, you could, if you're working with a customer, that would have been 32 grand in my pocket, and I wasn't. I was working on my own, so that's 32 grand out of pocket, which sucks. And then obviously to now realise that I need air ride suspension. Everything I had saved up and ready. Obviously I had the brand deal, Custom Paints partnered with me. Thank you very much, by the way. Custom Paints partnered with me on the Chrysler 300C. So the paint was covered, but I fronted everything else, or if, you know, even the rent, the bills, the rent, the fucking, the sundries or the sandpapers, the primers, because I didn't want to, as much as I love Custom Paints products, I'm very set on the primers and lacquers that I use. Like, I don't like experimenting on something like this. I'd rather stick to what I know. It ain't worth taking the risk. And I've always used Custom Paints paints, always. They're fantastic. But I've also used the Spectral primers and the MIPA primers. And I'm absolutely 100% committed to MIPA CX2. I love it, absolutely love it. I'll use it with HS10 for accident repairs or small jobs, and I'll use HS25 for big jobs like this because it flows out nicer. You don't get any dry spots, it's really good. So, yeah, next step, air ride. Fuck's sake. I'll have to start playing the lottery, I think. Well, I haven't got £1 to play it. If anyone's got £1, fucking stick some numbers on the lottery for me, will you? Fuck's sake. Right. Put your suggestions in the comments. Till the pip. See you in a bit. Much love.